Okay.
Oh, yeah, it says it's now streaming live on Facebook.
Okay. It still says it's setting it up, so I don't know. Done redirecting to Facebook Live page. Oh, and I'm live now.
Woohoo!
Great. Wow, look at that. Excellent.
Hooray!
Oh my. Great. Okay. So, I'm here broadcasting live from my basement home studio with Miss Lindsay.
In
Yay!
my basement home studio.
Post Thanksgiving, we're both here. So, I this is you're actually my last one that I'm doing for the interview. I know. I don't know if I'm going to interview myself or what's going to happen later, but you're my last official one. So, I just want to say that also you are the second longest tenured teacher with 10 years after Miss Heather. So, and I can you believe it's been a whole decade?
No, not at all. Not at all.
No, it's crazy looking back on it. So I guess my first thing that I want to ask or to cover is a little bit of your own dance journey that got you to all that jazz. Um, yeah, so your own little dance background.
Sure. I started dancing when I was 4, and I started because my sister danced, and I wanted to do absolutely everything that she did, of course. And then she really didn't love it, and she started to do other things, and she was much more of an artist, and I loved it. And I just kind of like found my home in the studio. So I've danced pretty much since then. I took a couple of years off. We moved a lot when I was a kid. So I've lived in, I think, 12 different places at this point, across the country. And so I kept switching studios a lot as a kid, and just I would feel like I found my little home in the studio, and then we would move. And so I kind of got very jaded on that after a while. And I think somewhere around 5th grade, I quit for a couple years. And I was very surprised when I came back to it that I didn't just pick right back up where I left off. It was a very rude awakening on that one. And I thought, well, I'm just going to go right back and be just as flexible and all that stuff that I used to be. And it was, oh my gosh, it was a big shock. But I danced. The only thing that I did not grow up doing, I guess the two things I didn't grow up doing, we did not have hip hop offered, and we didn't have modern offered. So I was very much
Yeah,
tap, ballet, jazz,
yeah.
straight through. I did not grow up in a competition studio, so I've never done a competition. I've never actually even been to a competition. We did conventions, which I loved. And I thought it was just amazing to have all of these kids from different studios and people from different places and teachers. And I remember just being so fascinated the first one we went to, because Savion Glover's brother was teaching us tap. And I thought that was amazing. And this was just like, just incredible. But I feel like through those experiences, it really made me love dance even more. And and then as I got older and was in high school, I was doing a lot of musical theater and a lot of singing and dancing. And the same teacher that I had for voice lessons was also my dance teacher. And he and his wife owned a studio, and it was very serious. And it was the first time I'd ever done like partnering and all of that, which was crazy for me as like a 17-year-old kid to do partnering work and have these, because they were like older people that were dancing with us. It wasn't just a high school class. So that was a really neat experience to have that. But he was kind of the one who pushed me to go into vocal performance and opera, which is what I did for my undergrad. And so I went to a music conservatory and got my undergrad degree in vocal performance and opera. But somewhere around my junior year, I decided that I really wanted to be a dancer and a dance teacher, and decided, so I took a whole bunch of dance classes at a different university while I was getting my degree in vocal performance, and fell in love with it again. Went back home, taught at a local dance studio. And after 2 years, I thought, I've got to go back and get a degree in this if this is what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. So I did, and I got my master's and was the first master's student at Oklahoma City University.
Wow.
So that was an experience as well, because I kind of helped them shape the program, and and helped them. Like I would have the dean calling me and asking me, like, do you think we should keep this class on the schedule? What do you think about doing this? And so that was neat. And then so I did that obviously 2 years for the degree, and then went back and taught a little bit more where I was at in New Jersey. And then there's lots of moving from my parents. They were moving to Arizona, and then they moved to Pittsburgh, and then they were moving up to New Hampshire, and throughout all of this. And once they were moving up to New Hampshire, I wanted to be close enough to them, and New Jersey seemed kind of far. And so I thought Boston was a good middle ground. I'd been here for the convention, actually, was when I came here. So that was kind of my only experience of being in Boston, but I liked it well enough, and then found all that jazz.
The rest is history.
Ta-da!
I mean, it's just amazing. So you and Miss Samantha, as you know, both came the same year.
Yeah, yeah.
In the middle there, but yeah, I know. I mean, it was just luck of the draw that I needed to hire 2 teachers. Actually, I feel like I only needed 1 teacher at the time, and then I liked you both so much that I was like, I think I just created more class. Like
Yeah.
boy, am I glad I did. So that's great. So we only have a couple minutes left before my tap class gets started. Yeah, I know. But so this is what I'm asking all the teachers, not to put you on the spot or anything. So what makes the All That Jazz student, studio, what makes them, us, the whole feel of it so special, in your opinion?
I think out of everything, because I've taught a lot of places, and I've taught different areas of the country and all of that, and danced a lot of different places. And I feel like what makes it different is that regardless of what class I'm teaching or what age level I'm teaching, every class and every group of kids, there's just no drama, no competition, and none of that. It's just pure love of dance. And I feel like all of my classes that I've taught, I mean, for the last 10 years, all of the classes that I've taught, like all of my students have just had this desire to learn and grow and have fun, and everybody's just very inclusive. And so I know as other teachers have said this as well, but just very much a family, and very much a family environment, and through the teachers and through the students. And even when I have classes that I've taught for years, and it's been the same group of kids year after year after year, and then new people come in, they're so inviting and they're so inclusive, and which I love. I think that's just it's so accepting for everybody, which is just wonderful. I think that's why too, like I get so attached to the students that I have, because it feels like this little group, and it's just so much love in the studio.
Yeah, and it's so, as we've said, this is really all I know. And so but listening to all of you teachers talk about the different experiences that you have had, and some people still continue to have, it's really, it is incredible. And I mean, obviously we know from our own backgrounds what it's like.
Yeah.
To be in that. And so, and I mean, personally, I certainly am coming from where I would never want anybody to have that kind of a feeling where they're not invited. And so, but it's just as, yeah, it's really nice how you phrased it. I think that's wonderful. So, and so now you're a mom of 2. So we went from single Miss Lindsay to married Miss Lindsay.
I know.
To baby 2.
I wasn't even with my now husband when I started with you. It was like several months in that I had a boyfriend who then became a fiance, and then became
Yes. I feel like you told us. Is it possible you told us at one of the dress rehearsals of the recital that you just got engaged with that?
Yeah, I got engaged. I mean, it was May 27th when we got engaged. And it was I think it was the day of dress rehearsal. We had dress rehearsal. I came home and he proposed.
Yeah, because I remember you coming into the recital and being like, "Guess what?" So looks like my class is here. Hello, Ivy. So thank you. Continue to watch on our story. We still have a little bit of time left before Miss Lindsay goes to bed, I'm sure.
I don't last real long. My kids get up at like 5. So
all right. Thank you very much. And I will see you showcase, but thank you. Good work.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, now I got to figure out how to go off. Stop my